Hi, my name is Sarah Valenzuela,
I'm Jessica Sales.
and we're going to be doing our project on operations of imaginary numbers. And our professor is Mario Torres, and it's spring 2019. So these are going to be our units. So I is going to be the green square, negative I blue, 1 is yellow, negative 1 is red, and I squared is the orange square.
Okay, since each yellow square is going to represent a positive integer and each green square is going to represent a positive imaginary number, we had that 5 plus 3i. If we add them together, is the same thing as just 5 plus the 3i. So now we're going to show the case when we subtract imaginary units from a positive integer. So here we have 3 minus 2i, which is what we wanted to accomplish with our original expression. So now here we're going to have two terms that are imaginary numbers. So we have the expression 2i plus an I. So here we have the two green squares, which are going to be 2i plus one more green square, which is I. And so when we add them together, we have 3i.
So right here we have negative 2, which is what each red square represents. And right here we have negative 3i, because each blue square represents a negative I. So when we just put them together, this makes negative 2 minus 3i.
So here we're going to add a mixture of real and imaginary numbers. So here we had 2i squared plus an I plus minus 2i plus 1. So here we had a zero pair, so they're going to cancel out because we have one that is a positive I and one that is a negative I. So now here each I squared is the same thing as saying that we have a negative 1 and a negative 1. So since right here we have a negative 1 and we have a positive 1, we have now 0 pairs, so they cancel out, and at the end we're left with a negative 1 minus an I, which is the solution that we have for this expression.
So we're just going to be showing a quick little example of 2i times 3. So here's 2i, and then here's 2i times 2, and then here's 2i times 3, which is just 6i.
So now we're going to be multiplying I squared units by I squared units. So here we had 3i squared by a 3i squared. So now we're going to be completing the square. And so we get 9i squared. But that is the same thing as saying that we have a negative 9 units because each I squared is a negative 1. So now we're going to be multiplying 2 plus 3i times a 3 plus a 4i. So first we're going to multiply 3 times 2, which is going to be 6. So right here, as we fill out this part, we get 6 positive units. Now we have 3 times 3i. So it is this 3 times this 3i. It's positive 9i. So now we go from 4i times 2, so it's the 4i times the positive 2. We get that those are ai units. And finally we have 4i times a 3i, which is the same as 12i squared. So here we have the 12i squared. So from here we can see that we now have the 6 units plus 9i plus 8i plus 12i squared But now this each I square it's a -1 unit, so we can replace the whole 12 I square with -12 units. So now we have 6 plus 9i plus 8i minus 12. But then if we take this +6 units and this -12 units, we are going to form 6 0 pairs, which means we are going to cancel this amount of units and we're going to be left with only -6 plus 17i, which is our final answer, -6 plus 17i.
So from the previous exercise, we were left with -6 plus 17i. So I'm gonna add a +6 to here, and since I added a +6, I have to add a -6, so that way they cancel out. And I'm back to 6 plus 9i plus 8i minus 12. And I'm gonna switch each the -12 to 12i squared because they're interchangeable, the I squared and the -1. So we're back to 6 plus 9i plus 8i plus 12i squared. And right here we have 2, 3 plus 4 i's. And right here we have 3, 2 plus 3 i's. And as you can see right here, this is 3 times 4i, 3 times 4i, which makes this. And then right here we have the 2 3 times, which makes it 6.